In 1940, the Catwoman appeared in Batman #1 magazine. Selina Kyle is one of the most important characters in the Batman lore, and today we're going to review her journey from the beginning to the current phases. Stay until the end of the video to catch all the details. Just like the Joker, Catwoman has just turned 84. Created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, she made her first appearance in Batman #1 in 1940. During these 84 years, she has had different names, uniforms, and several reinterpretations of her origin. But before we begin, here on the channel, we also have a special video on the 84-year-old Joker. Click on the card on your screen if you want to check it out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. In Batman #1, Selina Kyle was only known as the Catwoman. In that story, she disguised herself as an elderly woman to steal a diamond but was caught by the dynamic duo. In Batman #2, she is already mentioned as Catwoman, and in Batman #3, she appears wearing a bizarre realistic cat mask. In 1946, Catwoman started wearing the iconic purple outfit with a green cape that became well known among fans. In Batman #62, Selina Kyle made up a story about having amnesia and became a stewardess, but after an accident and losing her memory again, she returned to a life of crime. The truth is that she was married to an abusive man who cared only about material possessions and wealth. She started stealing from him and developed a taste for it, leaving him and becoming a jewel thief. She eventually reforms and stays on the right path for several years, assisting Batman in Batman #65 and #69, until Selina decides to return to a life of crime in Detective Comics #203. Selina reappears as a criminal in Batman #84 and Detective Comics #211, her last appearance for many years until 1966, in Batman '66. In the 1970s comics, on Earth 2, it's revealed that in that world, Selina reformed in the 1950s, following the events of Batman #69, and married Bruce Wayne. Soon after, she gave birth to their only daughter, Helena Wayne, Huntress. In DC Superstars #17, Earth 2, Selina Kyle eventually dies in the late 1970s after being blackmailed by a criminal to return as Catwoman. Remember that Earth 2 was established as the Earth of Golden Age characters. Catwoman's first appearance in the Silver Age was in Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane #70, and she continued to appear in Batman comics. Over time, she has been an anti-hero, a villain, but what has always been present in her stories from the beginning is her love for stealing jewelry and her romance with Batman. After Crisis on Infinite Earths, Catwoman's origin was revised when writer Frank Miller and artist David Mazzucchelli published Batman, Year One, revisiting Batman's origin. Along the way, Catwoman's origin was also reimagined. Selina Kyle is reintroduced as a cat lover who was inspired to become a costume thief after witnessing Batman in action. Subsequent writers rejected Miller's choice to make post-crisis Catwoman a prostitute. In an attempt to harmonize the various versions, some writers reformulated her origin. Her mother committed suicide in the bathtub at home, her father drank himself to death, and afterwards, she was separated from her sister Maggie and was always placed in orphanages and juvenile detention centers, as a rebellious child who always ran away. Selina developed gymnastic and theft skills during her stays at the detention centers. Over time, she began living alone in abandoned buildings with stray cats, such as in East End, and befriending prostitutes. It was later revealed that she didn't work with them but rather robbed their clients. She took care of a child, Holly Robinson, but Stan, the pimp, beat Selina and threw her in front of a convent. The nuns helped her, and a detective offered her the contact of a boxer, Ted Grant, the Wildcat. Selina learned martial arts skills and how to handle whips. She returned to East End, lived with Holly until one night when Bruce Wayne arrived on the street in disguise in his first attempt at crime fighting, which was thwarted by Holly and Selina. When Batman appears, she is inspired by him and creates her own costume. Now as Catwoman, she decided to steal from those she believed deserved it, such as organized crime boss Carmine Falcone. She beats Stan and, over time, begins making a name for herself as Catwoman. She later reunites with her sister Maggie, who became a nun at the convent where she was rescued, leaving Holly in her care. Selina confronted the city's major crime bosses like Black Mask, but Falcone was her main target because she suspected he was her real father, although it was later revealed that this was not true. As time went on, Catwoman became more and more involved in a romantic relationship with Batman, and even when they didn't know each other's secret identities, Bruce and Selina were romantically involved. Despite disagreeing with some of her actions, Batman did not see her as a villain because she stole from criminals. Selina Kyle has had several solo comics and uniforms, but the most memorable is the one created by Darwin Cook. In Hush arc, Catwoman and Batman reveal their secret identities and become even more involved, but Batman ends the relationship at the end of the saga. In 2006, she had a daughter with Sam Bradley Jr., son of Slam Bradley, a famous detective. The child's name was Selina Kyle. Holly becomes Catwoman during this period, while Selina becomes a target for Selina's enemies, leading her to take the extreme step of giving her baby up for adoption. Selina resumed her role as Catwoman in 2008 and rekindled her relationship with Batman. In the Heart of Hush story arc, Selina is captured by the villain, who surgically removes her heart, leaving her on life support, all to get to Batman. Catwoman became more integrated into the Bat family, joining the Outsiders, Gotham Sirens, Birds of Prey, and Justice League. In 2011, Flashpoint restructured various characters' origins, and Catwoman was no exception. Her history was rewritten. During the New 52 period, she had a brother from whom she was separated in the orphanage, and she was influenced by the orphanage owner to commit theft for her. After that, she started working at the city hall and tried to find her brother, but one day she was pushed off the building. She didn't die but was surrounded by cats that took care of her, much like in the movie Batman Returns. She recovered and became Catwoman to put an end to it. Later, she discovers she is the daughter of Rex Calabrese, a famous mobster before Carmine Falcone took over. One of Rex's sons is the brother she was separated from in the orphanage. Selina becomes Rex's mafia boss, trying to unite criminal families and bring peace, while also providing information to Batman. Moving into the rebirth period, she returns as Catwoman, and her history is rewritten again. She was adopted and grew up with her adoptive sister, Maggie, in a home with an abusive, alcoholic father who beat their mother. In 2017, when Tom King was writing the monthly Batman comic, Bruce proposes to Selina, but this does not happen, at least not in the main DC timeline. Tom King marries them in his Batman/Catwoman series, serving as a sort of conclusion to his story arc. Currently, in the dawn of DC era, Selina comes up with the idea of training low-level henchmen to steal only from the rich and not the poor, as long as they donate 15% of the money to charity and do not harm innocent people. Batman doesn't believe this will end crime, leading to the Gotham War saga, where apparently, in the end, Catwoman dies. However, Batman sees her silhouette later while patrolling the city. At the same time, one of the henchmen she trained discovers that Bruce Wayne is Batman. In addition to the comics, Catwoman has appeared in various other media over these 84 years. She had prominent roles in the Batman '66 and Gotham series. In movies, she appeared in Batman Returns, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Batman. There's also the controversial 2000s movie, but it wasn't about Selina Kyle. In addition, she was featured in episodes of Batman, the animated series, The Batman 2004, and Batman, Brave and the Bold, as well as being a playable character in Batman, Arkham City, Batman, Arkham Knight, Injustice, among others. Now I want to know your opinion. Do you like Catwoman? What is your favorite story of Selina Kyle? Write in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to always be informed about everything happening in DC and Marvel. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.